traffic in India, I simply think of Thailand and Bangkok.
Yes.
Compared to Thailand and Bangkok, India is kindergarten.
Far, far better.
It's kindergarten, the traffic here. You have to see the traffic over there, how they go through. That is an experience by itself. Okay, so
Sir, I want to confirm something. Sir, were you able to receive my homework? Passive on Kaswai. I have sent on 7 December.
did you?
Yes, sir. I just want to confirm, were you able to
Must
get
have been
it?
received today. It's a long time now. It should be
Yeah,
there.
that's why, sir.
Think I have to check. I have to check, Kushi.
Yeah, I have sent
Yeah,
two,
Kushi.
sir. Kaswai and passive.
Must be there. I must have downloaded it and then just didn't get around to doing that.
Yes, sir, no problem, but I just have to
Just
confirm.
let me check. Let me check. That's why is there. Yeah, 7 December.
Yeah,
Passive,
on contact.
passive on
Passive?
the 6th. Yeah, it's come. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
come.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
I'll check. I'll check.
Yes, sir, no hurry. I just want to confirm. Yeah.
It's come. Last couple of weeks has been very, very hectic here. Anyway, I'll get that done. I finish in the evening.
I've taken a long time, sir, to complete.
No, that's okay. That should not be an excuse from your side. From my side, I have no excuse. Apart from the fact that I was so tired by 5:30 in the evening, I just don't feel like doing anything. My
Okay,
last
sir.
class gets over at 5:30.
Okay,
it's,
I'm happy. I thought only we are putting a lot of pressure on you. So, but it seems
no.
others are also equally doing so.
There's a friend of mine, a classmate of mine, who's very unhappy with me. He says, I'm very thankful I've retired from service. You're more busy now. You don't even reply to my WhatsApp messages. So I simply sent back a smiley. That's it.
But sir, your life is so interesting than your friends or other people. That is what I
I
believe.
don't
You are
know.
enjoying.
He tells me he's thoroughly bored. I had told him long
Yeah,
time back, take up a hobby, do something.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm into bird watching. I play music. I listen to music. I read a lot, even now. Fiction, of course, light fiction. Anything starting from Chanda Mama, which was mentioned by Vasu the other day, up to
Yeah.
serious. I enjoy
Harry
everything.
Potter, everything. Yeah.
Of course. Harry Potter, of course. Right now, I'm reading Harry Potter along with my daughter. And I've
Yeah.
stopped. She reads and she explains what she has understood on that page in German.
Good. Actually, recent times, I actually follow you, sir. I'm just thinking about, oh, my retired life should be something like yours. It is so
Oh, already you
interesting.
are in retirement mode. Super.
Of course, I'm 40 plus. What you expect? I don't want to retire regular 60s. I will retire by 50. I'm already retired. That's different case. I don't know.
I don't know.
Language is
You
not
may be retired,
important.
but I am retired.
Retired, yeah.
Okay, so it's a mixture of good class. People who want to retire, people who want to take a job. Two extremes.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Professor is not actually doing a job. He's doing a service. He's enjoying his job. When we
No, I'm
don't
talking
enjoy
about our
job, that is
participants, our class students. I'm telling students, we have
they are
both the extremes.
they are
Somebody is searching
yeah,
for
yeah,
job.
yeah.
Somebody wants to
Oh
quit the
yeah,
job.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Correct, correct.
I can only hope you are also enjoying these sessions as much as I am.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
sir.
We do.
Das ist für mich wichtiger
We are
als
Makan.
alles andere. Okay, so das Buch ist jetzt hinter uns. Das ist Buch 1. Das steht hinter uns. So haben wir hier Probleme. Also alle diese Lektionen, diese Korrekturen, das haben wir gemacht. Kostbares Nass über Wasser. Ganz kurz haben wir das diskutiert und das ist ein tägliches Problem in Indien. Und ich diskutiere das aber sehr, sehr ungern. If you want, we'll discuss this, but it's such a daily thing, we can talk about it in our sleep. Und am Ende Bildung des Passiv, Passiv mit Modalverben, Wechselpräpositionen. Oh, übrigens, die Übung ist fertig. Wechselpräpositionen. I'll send it to you today. Some of you wanted that practice, right?
Also, you said
Yes.
you will send us another exercise where we have the passive ones. Yesterday
Yeah,
we learned
yesterday.
placed sich. What
Oh,
all
that
verbs?
Übung. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that Übung. Okay. So
That
interesting about that film, if you can get hold of it. No, I don't have a link. Search for it, please. If you find the link, it'll be interesting. And you have articles like these.
So what's the name of the film?
This film is called Tiere in Berlin, Wild Tiere in Berlin. You have to, I think, Google. I've not been able to get the link, Khushi. For
Yes,
some
sir,
reason,
I can try.
I think you have to put Aspekte B1 Video or
Yes, sir,
B1
yes, sir.
Subtitle. Well, whatever, you know better. You know better. So try this, Wild Tiere in Berlin. It'll give you names of animals, basically, and then was da passiert, and how it can be a danger to human life also. You suddenly see this animal in front of you, you have to brake, stop the car, it can lead to accidents. Yeah, and otherwise they also come and eat the mill, and they create a racket outside your house, and a bigger mess. You can't drive them away because they are hungry, they may attack you out of self-defense, basically. They want to protect themselves. Yeah, foxes I've seen, not in Berlin, but I've seen them in London, believe it or not, in one of the most
Yeah, it's quite.
well-populated.
Yeah, jackal or this fox is quite common in
Fox.
London.
Yeah, foxes are there. I saw them near Paddington. It's one of the busiest areas.
My cousin is in Wimbledon, just behind that Wimbledon court. From his home, we can see the courts. There, in fact, in his yard, front yard, I have seen.
SW1, that's a little way off the thing, Wimbledon. Not too much on the main, but this is Paddington. So such things you can find in newspapers. Wie der Krokodil am Stadtbad. Crocodiles in the city swimming pool. Yeah, Tauben greifen Kinder an, angreifen. Pigeons attack children. So it's something that is not usual in Europe und vor allem in Deutschland. Und zweitens, ich glaube, wir haben auch das Buch hier zu Ende gebracht. So, das Arbeitsbuch haben wir auch zu Ende gebracht. So, wenn es hier keine Probleme, keine Fragen mehr gibt, dann können wir auf das neue Buch hinübergehen. Wir haben dann Katalysatoren und so weiter abgestellt. Also wie funktioniert eine Solaranlage? It's just the words. If you want, you can read it, or we can read it together. Zum Wortschatz. Sonst gibt es nichts neu hier. Sätze im Passiv mit Modalverb können. Mit einer Solaranlage kann Wasser erzeugt werden, kann erzeugt werden. I'm sure you can do this. Mit einer Solaranlage kann die Wohnung geheizt werden und so weiter. This is an easy one. And this is for Tipps zum Thema Notizen machen. Would you like to go through this? How do you take down notes? I think you already know that. You have to assign these headings to these 6 texts. Would you like to read through? Because I don't want to skip anything without informing you. Was sagt ihr? Mal schnell lesen, alle diese Tipps.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, please begin.
Kanish, sir.
Ja, bitte.
Besonders wenn man es eilig hat oder wenn weil zu notieren ist, dann passiert es immer wieder. Wir schreiben undeutlich und können später unsere eigenen Aufzeichnungen nicht mehr lesen. Und das ist natürlich mehr als ärgerlich.
Ja. So, was bedeutet dann dieser Tipp? Besonders wenn man es eilig hat, eilig haben und nicht eilig bin. Ja, wenn man es eilig hat, wenn one is in a hurry. Auf Englisch benutzen wir das Verb sein. I am in a hurry. Aber auf Deutsch sagt man I have a hurry. Ich habe es eilig. Not ich bin eilig.
Sir, Bay Island also is hurry, no, sir?
Sich
Island.
beeilen. Das ist sich beeilen.
Okay.
Ja, so hier eilig haben. So besonders, wenn man es eilig hat oder wenn viel zu notieren ist, dann passiert es immer wieder. Wir schreiben undeutlich. So, was bedeutet undeutlich?
Clearly.
Not a Germanic.
Still clear.
Ja, undeutlich. Not clearly.
Not
Ja.
clear.
Und was ist das Problem? Dann später können wir unsere eigenen Aufzeichnungen nicht mehr lesen. Was wir geschrieben haben, das können wir später nicht mehr lesen. So, das ist natürlich ärgerlich. Also was habe ich hier geschrieben, das weiß ich ja nicht. So, the tip here, can you choose the tip from here?
Sir, how do you suggest? So first we need to read these topics and get it registered in our back of my mind. Then we need to go for the text. Am I right?
Viewership.
That will be the
Yes.
that will be the right
Yes.
approach
Yes.
to
So
save
when
some
you're-
time in the
Yeah,
exam.
but there's no way you can save time. When you have to give a heading to a topic, you must know what the topic is. So you have to read the context here. Keine andere Alternative.
Schreiben Sie leserlich.
Ja, so, der Tipp hier, schreiben Sie, lesen.
Leserlich.
So, wenn wir schreiben undeutlich und später können wir unsere Aufzeichnungen nicht mehr lesen. I can share schnell lesen oder schnelles Lesen, oder wie ich das mache with you. It may or may not work. I normally read from here. No, it doesn't work. I read from eine to Information diagonally. I read diagonally. I don't read every word. I don't read every verb. Eine Regel reduzieren, reduzieren. Got it. So cut it down. Meistens schreiben zu viel. That is also okay. Notieren. So wichtiges. Okay. So the last part, mit den richtigen Schlagwörtern erinnert man jederzeit. Okay. What is the topic? Second one. Reduzieren, reduzieren, reduzieren. Nicht lang schreiben. Or richtiger Schlagwort. I finished reading and I know the title. What should I put down as a heading? Überschrift. I'll share it once again with you.
Notieren Sie Schlagworte.
Notieren Sie Schlagwörter. So, was bedeutet Schlagwörter?
Schlagwörter is second. Hitting word, hit word.
Ha,
Uh,
ha, ha.
I can
Keyword.
say hint,
The
hint,
keyword.
keyword.
Straightforward.
Keyword. Then
Keyword.
keyword. That's exactly what is said here. Aber mit den richtigen Schlagwörtern erinnert man sich jederzeit auch an die dazugehörigen Informationen. So schreiben Sie Schlagwörter. The first three lines were a waste of space. Reduzieren, reduzieren, reduzieren. Don't write long sentences in your notes. Put down just the keywords, one word, two words, maximum. Then you should be able to connect that and you have your notes in front of you. Ja, meistens schreiben wir viel zu viel auf. So notieren wir. Somebody read this, no? Why should I read?
Yes,
Come on,
sir.
come on. Tipp 2, schnell.
Ja, Sir. Eine der wichtigsten Regeln für gute Notizen ist reduzieren, reduzieren, reduzieren. Meistens schreiben wir viel zu viel auf. So notieren wir zum Beispiel ganze Sätze oft aus Angst, etwas Wichtiges zu vergessen oder weil wir Sorge haben, später nicht mehr zu wissen, was wir mit den Notizen eigentlich gemeint haben. Aber mit den richtigen Schlagwörtern erinnert man sich jederzeit auch an die dazugehörigen Informationen.
So. Have you understood everything that's here? The reason for writing long sentences is given here. Fear of missing out something.
Vergessen, ja.
Ja, so something, der Sprecher hat etwas Wichtiges gesagt und ich habe Angst, ich werde das vergessen. Also ich versuche, den ganzen Satz zu schreiben und dabei vergesse ich oder höre ich nicht gut, was genau, also was der Sprecher weiter gesagt hat. I'll give you one more tip that I adopt. It works so far. Okay, Tipp Nummer 3. Yeah, next please.
Ja, Darfish.
Ja, bitte, los.
Ja, dann lassen Sie ihm auch Raum für spätere Ergänzungen. Das geht am besten, wenn Sie zwischen den Zielen ausreichend Platz lesen oder das Notizblatt knicken und einen breiteren freien Raum lesen.
Ja, also Zeile, was ist denn Zeile?
Goals.
Also wie viele Zeilen gibt es hier?
Line.
Line.
Die Zeile,
Ziel ist
Line.
Goal.
Ja, Ziel ist Goal. Zeile ist Line. So ausreichend Platz zwischen den Zeilen lassen. Give enough space between lines.
Lines.
Oder das Notizblatt knicken und einen breiteren freien Rand lassen. Das ist Rand. Was wir
Edge.
sehen. Ja. Und now if I fold it, das ist knicken, dann ist das so mache. Und you want me to put it this way. Ich knicke das und dann habe ich einen breiteren Rand. What is this here? Rand.
Margin.
Margin.
Ah, okay.
So you fold the paper on both edges, along both edges, you have a margin. That margin gives you that extra space to add words later. And if you
Yes, sir.
leave space between lines, even there you can add extra words later. Then suddenly you remember, while reading you remember something, you can add that there. Okay, so let's come here then.
Anbarsi, mute Anbarsi.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welche Überschrift kommt hier? Oh, is she using Kopfhörer? Ja, vielleicht, wahrscheinlich, ne? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, these two are done. Notieren Sie Schlagwörter und schreiben Sie leserlich. What should we put here? Leave space. Welche Überschrift kommt da?
Nice. Danke. Schreiben Sie leserlich ist richtig hier.
Nein,
Als,
nein,
es ist
nein.
besser als zwei.
Nein.
Nutzen Sie nicht nur Wörter.
Nein. Notieren Sie mit Luft.
Ah. Ich
Leave
kann nicht
space.
das. Yeah, Luft is air. So where I can fit the
Yeah.
luft here.
Don't make it airtight. Let some air go in between. Let the air
Okay.
circulate. That means you can insert some words in between.
Okay.
See, that mit Luft steht in Anführungszeichen. It is in inverted commas. Give some space. Don't make it so tight that air also can't go in.
Oh, Luft.
So lassen Sie immer auch Raum für spätere Ergänzungen.
Ja, wir müssen
Das geht
lesen zwischen die Seelen.
Ja, so man muss zwischen den Zeilen lesen können. So give it some
Silent,
space.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's a nice text. If you get text like this, then you should be able to get hold of the what is it? The Überschriften sehr schnell. Okay,
Is
three
it
more.
right to use this? Lesen bisschen die Zeilen. So in English we
Zwischen
say
den
read between
Zeilen.
lines.
Ja, zwischen den Zeilen lesen.
So that is correct. Okay.
Okay. Ja, wer liest weiter? Tipp 4, Tipp 5 und Tipp 6. Also einer nach dem anderen, bitte.
Ja, darf ich?
Ja, bitte.
Tipp 4. Versuchen Sie immer, Informationen in Ihren eigenen Worten auszudrücken. Durch dieses Umschreiben befassen Sie sich aktiv mit den Inhalten und so können Sie sich die Inhalte auch gleich besser merken. Natürlich können Sie sich auch Notizen in Ihrer Sprache machen.
Ja. Okay, alles klar?
Ja.
Okay.
Notieren Sie mit eigenen Worten.
Worten ist richtig. If you write in your own words, you'll remember what was said much longer and better. If you use the words of the speaker or somebody else from where you're taking down the notes from, maybe a book also, you won't remember the words. But what you have written, you will remember. So immer versuchen, mit eigenen Worten zu schreiben. Because you will note them for a longer time. This is true, very true. And the tip that I normally follow is here. You don't necessarily have to write only in that language. Natürlich können Sie sich auch Notizen in Ihrer Sprache machen. So our advantage here als indischer Deutschlerner, wir können schon anderen Sprachen, indische Sprachen. Und wir hören vielleicht einen Vortrag auf Deutsch. You're taking down notes. Take down notes in English, German, Hindi, and any other language that you know. If it's your mother tongue is non-Hindi, then take down the points in non-Hindi also. In Tamil, in Telugu, in Kannada, in Marathi, egal. Nothing restricts you from taking down notes in other languages. And I follow this very much. If I'm listening to a lecture in English, I write down the keyword Schlagwörter in English and also use German at times. It works faster because sometimes the German word comes easily to mind than the right English word. So my note taking is multilingual. Unfortunately I can't write Telugu, so I don't use Telugu. But I also use Hindi. Hindi kann ich ja gut schreiben. So that works. Don't use abbreviations because you'll forget what that abbreviation was for. Because you can create an abbreviation on the spot, but you'll forget what it was. So any lecture you're attending, whether serious or humorous, and you want to take down notes, this is one of the best ways to do it. So here, the Überschrift notieren Sie mit eigenen Worten. But the last two, quite easy now.
So, darf ich?
Ja, bitte.
Die meisten Menschen verwenden beim Notizen machen nur Wörter. Dabei kann man hier auch sehr gut Zeichnungen und Symbole nutzen. Das spart Zeit und unsere Gehirn kann konkret Bilder viel besser verarbeiten als abstrakte Formulierungen. Abstrakte Formulierungen, ja. Solange Sie zum Beispiel einen Pfeil als Pfeil erkennen, ein lachendes Gesicht als ein lachendes Gesicht, reichen Ihre Zeichenkünste aus.
Ja, also welche Überschrift?
Nutzen Sie nicht nur Wörter?
Ja. Ja. Ist richtig. Man kann auch Zeichnungen machen. Nutzen Sie nicht nur Wörter. Don't simply use words.
And build. Yeah, I think a picture is equal to some 1,000 words. That is a proverb in German.
Yes, in English.
In German also I heard that, but I don't remember
Ein
now.
Bild lässt sich viel mehr erklären. Ein Bild lässt sich viel mehr erklären. 1 minute. I want to show you some notes I had made at a lecture.
Was bedeutet feel als oder file als file?
Yeah, I'm coming to that. I wanted to show you physically here my notes. Ich habe auch Notizen gemacht. Here is this. I'll show you a couple of pages here. These are some notes. I don't know, the handwriting is not very laserlich for you, aber ich kann das immer noch lesen. Yeah? Do you see this?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, then I want to show you the symbol here. There's one symbol just at the tip of this pen.
Arrow?
A circle with an arrow.
Cross top arrow.
Yeah, there's also a circle with a cross going downward.
Yeah.
Right? This is from biology. I'm sure you know that. The arrow is for the male. The X is for the female. Now, this was a lecture given on the breeding behavior of the Indian hornbill. So the person who was giving the lecture is a researcher studying the hornbills, these birds. And I was listening to his lecture and taking down a few points here. And in this, he was telling us that not only is there sexual dimorphism, that means you can make out the difference between the male and the female, but it's visible. And in the visibility, he says the female has got an ivory colored beak, whereas a male has a gray beak. Okay, so throughout my notepad here, there were some 40 or 50 lectures. I've taken down notes using these kind of words, these kind of small tricks. So I've covered the entire lecture here. So each of these lectures was of 50 minutes, 50. From these notes, I can reproduce the lecture, the complete lecture. The other trick that you have to learn, it's not there in this, but it's possible. If a lecture gets very, very abstract and too boring, one way to concentrate and bring yourself back to the lecture is with a small relaxation. You can also indulge in some drawing like this.
Nice.
I'm serious. I'm not joking. Relax,
Yeah,
because your mind gets tired.
yeah.
So
We during college days, yeah, we try to draw the picture of our lecturer or professor. So
yes, that helps you relax. That helps you relax. Once
with
that's done,
with
get
additional
back to the
makeup.
lecture. Oh yes, oh yes. This was, I came across this from some, this is a picture of an eye of a bird that was shown. And from there I said, oh, this bird's eye looks like the eye of a human being. So I started to draw that. Then suddenly some keyword woke me up and I came back to the lecture. So don't be afraid to relax your minds also. Das steht hier leider nicht. So when you say hier, Zeichnungen und Symbole nutzen. Und das spart Zeit und unser Gehirn kann konkrete Bilder viel besser verarbeiten. Was ist verarbeiten? Arbeiten kennen wir schon. Was ist verarbeiten?
Smart work.
No, to process.
Okay.
So our brain can process pictures much better than abstract formulations. So don't try to go in for long sentences. If one picture or some small pictures or icons or symbols or whatever can explain that sentence. Yeah? And the letzte Tipp here.
Sir, there we are missing that. I requested feel else feel or file else file.
Where is
Zoom
file?
by
File is
Zoom by
arrow.
spill.
Arrow.
Ah,
They
okay.
have file.
I
They
mean
have file
file.
as arrow. So if you're writing this point goes to this point, some Beispiel, let's take a, this is my bird watching thing. So I'll keep this aside. Maybe I can use this here. See, I've used arrows here in this. Can you see this?
Yeah.
There you are.
It normally we use it refers to this like that. We put that
Correct.
arrow.
Correct. So they have file. It should look like an arrow, not like something else. And it should be recognizable as such later. So, and in file, als file erkennen.
Should be identified as arrow. Okay.
Yes.
Eines
So,
lagendes Geschichten.
no, you've drawn something, but you should not identify something else. So with an arrow, don't draw a bow and a quiver. So don't go overboard, no, in the drawing. So hopefully your drawing skills are adequate. So here, reichen ihre Zeichenkünste aus. So hopefully they are adequate. A smiling face is a smiling face, not something else. So use symbols. If you're not confident of your drawing, well, use some symbols you're comfortable with. Yeah, so their file, arrow. Their Bogen is a bow. Okay, Tipp Nummer 6, der letzte Tipp. Ein paar Zeilen, nicht viel. Ja. Come on, the last one.
Yeah. Anbarsi, are you doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Is the mic okay? Anbarasi?
No, you can. She muted again.
Yeah.
Oh, the mic was making a little bit of static.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
citizenry
yeah.
of Gate Field Thorenein, era Notizen, Amtrische Zumachen, Sikionen, Wichtiges zum Beispiel in Rotten Schreiben oder Eden mit ihnen Lohnen namens Versehen. So erkennen sie vieles schon auf einen Blick.
So, good, danke. It's very short, but well done. Now, what does it say? Setzen Sie auf gezielt Farben ein. Einsetzen. Try to use colors there, very, very pointedly in a targeted manner to make sure your notes a little more clearer. You can write the most important things in red or your ideas in green. So that way you'll be able to recognize them much faster later. Aber das Problem ist, bei einem Vortrag ist es nicht einfach, verschiedene Farben oder Farbstifte zu benutzen. You lose time. So, ich bin nicht, also im Ganzen dafür. Having colored pencils or colored pens and write with colored pens in a lecture is slightly tricky. Also man verliert Zeit. So of course there's only one topic left. Das Gehirn mag es bunt. Das Gehirn, the brain likes it colored. So I'm not in favor of this idea using colored pencils. What you can do is underline that, draw boxes around that important parts, or use your own codes here, like this one here. Arrow, box, circles, interconnected. And I made small boxes here. So use your, this is for a different topic, not German. Like I said, this is for bird watching and talks on birds. That's my hobby, you know. I think all of you know that now. Where is it now? So some of these notes you can follow. This also has some German somewhere on. I have to search for it. I do remember I used a lot of German here. Yeah, look at this one. This page. Total Chaos, no? Total Chaos. Aber ich weiß, was darauf steht. I know exactly what's on this. This was on the 20th of June. And I know exactly what is here. Who did what work, on what topic, what research. This is about the research on birds going on right now. So I know exactly who's done what. Yeah? Okay, so just a rough idea about how do you work through, how do you make notes or take notes. Notizen machen heißt das. Und das ist ein Notizblock. What you see here is called a Notizblock. Das Wort steht hier auch. Wo ist denn? Mit Randinformationen. But how will you do that? Raum, yeah.
It isn't dry.
Yeah. Notizblatt.
Blood knicken.
So if you're doing it on a notice block, it's very difficult. They are block, very difficult to fold that into margins. But you can still draw a rough margin with a pen. I normally don't draw margin. I prefer to use the entire page. So it's up to you. Sorry, the question is, gibt es hier was Neues? Is there anything new for you here? So just keep in mind, how do we write a Überschrift to a text, a given text? There are always some keywords. This page is very bad. Some keywords which will help you find the heading. It's easier if you read diagonally. That way you can cover the text quicker and faster. A little bit of practice is needed. Literally, you start here with 4, and you end here with geworden. Go diagonally. So literally 4, Rhein, Appasser you believe in, Sechsratzi, Löschwas. It's something on those lines. You're reading diagonally. It's called diagonales lesen. It's a trick of reading anything very quickly. With practice, it can be developed. There's nothing the human mind cannot do. Once you've set yourself to it, anything is achievable. Yeah? If I'm reading a novel, I normally divide that page or the number of pages by 2. Because in 1 minute, I can roughly cover speed reading 2 pages. If I'm enjoying my reading, I do it slowly. But sometimes I just have to finish a novel quickly because I have to return it. There's a deadline. Then I go through it very quickly. So 2 pages per minute. How do I do that? Diagonal reading. So while I'm catching 3 words in the first line, I go to the second line, another 3 words there and so on. And my mind is connecting these words together. And in that process, I managed to finish the novel in half the number of pages, which is my time that it takes me. So it's 100 pages, then 50 minutes, I'm done with the novel and I can return it back.
So probably I can try this within Tamil today.
Yeah.
If it works, then I can implement for other languages.
You can. To try that. Yeah. But I can also give you the reason why I taught myself speed reading. My father never allowed us to buy these books and comics from any bookshop.
So we need to go for the lending library. We have limited time then.
No. Lending library books, so story books were not allowed at home. So whenever we used to go to the market, I would spend some time in the bookshop and finish reading some of the books and comics in the shop.
Super.
Yeah. So if you're standing in a shop and reading like this, you put this in front of you and you're reading like this, the shopkeeper will come and say, "What are you doing, beta? Please put it back," as a kid. So there's no option but for you to give up. So what do? You go there to the shop, look at this page, read through in a diagonal manner, and just start flipping the pages like this. But you are reading. If the shopkeeper, as a kid, it happened to me very often. He would come and ask, "Beta, what are you doing here?" "Nothing, uncle. I'm just looking at the pictures. Actually, I'm reading." Because it's not important for me to read each and every word in that comic. I want to know the story and the details in the comic, which I can catch looking quickly. And this is what helped me to improve my reading skills through this unfortunate trick, which I employed very successfully when I started learning German. In a similar manner, I could finish off an entire German novel. I had the gist in front of me, so I was able to interpret it, analyze it, and give something as an answer in the classroom. It needs a little bit of skill. Also Deutsch ist neu. Das ist eine neue Sprache. Vielleicht lesen wir das nicht so schnell, wie wir unsere Muttersprache lesen. Kann sein. Aber das macht nichts. We can develop that even here. So a little bit of practice here will help you in your exam. You need to do reading very quickly. Remember, Leserübung is there, beim Lesen. Wir lesen also 9 Texte oder sowas und dann wir antworten die Fragen darauf. So a little bit of skill. It's not difficult. So, jetzt. Wir beginnen mit dem zweiten Buch. Das ist die erste Lektion des zweiten Buches, Heimat. Und wie das erste Buch enthält auch dieses Buch hier 10 Lektionen. Und diese 10 Lektionen sind wieder in 4 Modulen eingeteilt. Also jede Lektion hat 4 Modulen. Und so viel ich weiß und ich mich richtig erinnere, oder anders gesagt, wenn ich mich nicht irre, besteht jede Lektion aus 16 Seiten. Each lesson, I think, is about 16 pages. So, Heimat, Seite 8, 16, 24 is the second one. So 10 lessons, 10 into 16 are 160 pages. So, jetzt. It's a textbook, so we can't cover this in 80 minutes. So let's leave that out. Grammatik. Was für welche Grammatik gibt es hier? In jeder Lektion. Einiges können wir schon. Zum Beispiel, hier haben wir 2 Module. Modul 1 hat die Grammatik Wortstellung im Satz und Modul 2 oder Modul 3 hat die Grammatik Negation. Wir sind mit beiden Themen schon vertraut. We are familiar with both the topics. Wortstellung im Satz. What comes where in a sentence. Dativ vor dem Akkusativ. Wenn beide Objekte Nomen sind. Remember? If both objects are nouns, the dative noun kommt vor dem Akkusativ. Wenn es nur ein Nomen und ein Pronomen gibt, dann kommt das Pronomen immer vor dem
For
Nomen.
them,
Wenn,
Nomen.
ja, vor dem Nomen. Und wenn es 2 Pronomen gibt,
Accusative
egal.
pronomen.
dann kommt das Akkusativpronomen vor
Them
dem
dative
Dativ.
pronomen.
So that is what is being discussed here. And then the order in a sentence, for which we learn a simple rule called tekamolo.
Tekamolo.
Yeah. So
Tekamolo, yeah.
tekamolo, yeah. Temporal, causal,
Causal,
modal, local.
Local.
So a time element is normally right at the
First.
beginning of the sentence. Yeah, then comes a causal, the reason. Then comes the modal, the we part. And then the local, the direction of the place.
This Tekamolo
Normal-
rule holds good in English also, am I right, sir?
To a certain extent,
normally.
yes. Yeah, normally, yes.
Okay.
But then,
Okay.
depending on the importance of what you want to say or what
Which I want to
you
stress.
think, yeah, you can move that around. It's not a hard, fixed rule or a totally hard rule there. For example, morgen fahre ich nach Berlin aus beruflichen Gründen mit dem Zug. No, morgen fahre ich aus beruflichen Gründen. See, I've already changed it. Aus
Mit dem Auto
beruflichen
nach
Gründen,
Berlin.
Ja, mit dem Auto nach Berlin. So,
But if I
temporal,
want to insist auto, then I need to put the auto in front.
it's up to you. Correct.
that's right. So that is
Absolutely
the rule.
correct. Correct.
Understood.
Absolutely. So once we learn the basic, you're allowed to move it around. Nach Berlin fahre ich morgen mit dem Auto. Mit dem Auto fahre ich morgen nach Berlin. It's up to you. So a
Here,
little bit.
the rule is fare should be in the second position. That's all.
Yes, don't touch that. So the rule says, bis auf das Verb kann man die anderen Satzglieder beliebig in dem Satz stellen. Bis auf das Verb. What does it mean, bis auf das Verb?
Except the verb.
Yes. Everything but the verb you can touch, move around. Don't touch the verb.
Okay, normally I say Benutze is außerdem. So bis
What
auf I
a
can
coincidence.
use.
What a coincidence. The page opened just like that. My God. What was the page number? I forgot now. I have to go back. So look at the sentence here. Im Deutschen ist die Wortstellung im Satz bis auf die Position des Verbs relativ frei. Relativ frei. Relatively, you can put whatever you want, wherever you want, but don't touch the position of the verb.
So
But
instead of außerdem, I can use bis auf.
außer. Just außer. Not außerdem. Außerdem means apart from. Besides of. So here is a preposition, because if I have a noun here, then I must use a preposition, not a connector. Außerdem is a connector.
Okay.
So, es gibt jedoch einige Faustregel. Faustregel?
Fixed rule.
Nein.
Thumb rule. Okay.
Thumb rule. Thumb rule.
Yeah.
So you're advised to follow them. If you don't want to, it's up to you. But don't touch this.
The verb.
And then it gives you the explanations here. And somewhere here, the word te ka molo is mentioned. I don't know where it is now. So here, te ka molo. And they tell you here. Yeah. So here. So temporal, causal, modal und lokal. So ich bin vor einigen Jahren aus beruflichen Gründen relativ spontan nach Neuseeland gezogen. Okay, so darum geht es hier und das lernen wir. Und es gibt auch einige sehr, sehr interessante Texte zum Lesen und viele neue Themen oder andere Themen zu diskutieren. So, jetzt, wenn wir mit dem neuen Thema jetzt anfangen, wie würden Sie oder wie würdet ihr das Wort Heimat diskutieren? Welche Verbindungen habt ihr mit dem Wort Heimat? Wenn man sagt Heimat, was würdet ihr fotografieren? Eure Heimat darzustellen.
Ein Land, wo man geboren ist.
Ja, das ist ja die allgemeine Definition. Aber wenn man da geboren ist, aber nie da gelebt hat, was ist dann Heimat? Man ist zwar in diesem Land geboren, aber hat nie dort gelebt. Ist das immer noch Heimat? Kann man das immer noch als Heimat gelten? So, was kann man mit dem Begriff Heimat verbinden?
Ich glaube, es passt, es klappt. In unserem Filmverein benutzen wir Heim und Gast. When we are writing the scoreboard, we say Heim und Gast.
Ja, das ist okay, aber das Wort Heimat, was ist dann Heimat?
The place where I belong. It need not be my birthplace.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah,
Native
I belong to
country?
Bonn, but I'm not native of Bonn.
Yeah, but right now it still can't be Heimat. It depends on your association. Ja, zum Beispiel, was du hast recht. Zurzeit Heimat für dich ist Deutschland.
Ja.
Aber wenn man dann das so sieht, wo bist du denn geboren, woher kommst du, dann normalerweise wird man Indien sagen. Ich komme aus Indien, aber zurzeit bin ich in Bonn zu Hause, bin ich in Deutschland zu Hause. Look at people who have been born abroad. They don't identify themselves as not belonging to that country. They say, I belong here because we were born here. For example, an Indian born in America is an American and not an Indian. Is born to parents who have gone there from India, but this child has been born in America. So this child is American, not Indian.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris, for example. Oh, she was born, I think, in the West Indies.
Afro-American.
Yeah, I think in the West Indies or somewhere. So was Obama.
Yeah, Indonesian or somewhere. Indonesia.
Yeah. So what is then Heimat? So if you want to say something that you're very fond of, where you've lived the longest and you identify with that place, man identifiziert sich mit einem Ort, mit einer Stadt, wo man lange gelebt hat, wo man immer noch leben möchte. Das für mich persönlich ist Heimat. Each one of you can have your own definitions. Also ich bin in Hyderabad seit ungefähr 40 Jahren. Aber für mich ist Heimat immer noch Delhi. Ich habe meine Kindheit dort verbracht. I spent my childhood in Delhi and in North India. So I identify with the North Indian cities much more than I do with Hyderabad. Although I've been here much longer than I was in Delhi.
So this is like first love. You don't forget.
Kind of, yes, I agree with you. So all my memories, childhood memories, which stay for a long time, are with Delhi. This is later. But now people call me a Hyderabadi because I've been living here for such a long time. I still don't speak the local lingo. I can't speak the Deccani Hindi, the Hyderabadi Hindi. In spite of being here for the last 40 years, my Hindi is still the North Indian Hindi. I've not consciously tried to avoid learning this. I have learned it, but I cannot keep it going for more than 5-6 minutes to sound like a local. Aber das ist jetzt meine Stadt. Hyderabad ist meine Stadt jetzt. Seit 40 Jahren bin ich hier. Now, suppose the second part of the question. Was würden Sie fotografieren, Heimat darzustellen? Ich würde zum Beispiel das Charminar fotografieren, Hyderabad darzustellen, würde ich Charminar fotografieren. Also was würdet ihr machen? Kushi?
Hava Mahal, Jal Mahal.
Okay. Prembada? Was würdest du fotografieren, um Heimat darzustellen? Ja, Prembada.
Ich denke, sie ist nicht da.
Oh, nicht da. Okay. Dann
Ja,
Vasu?
von Bonn. Ja, von Bonn, ja, ich mache ein Bild mit Beethoven statue. Statue, I do not know the word.
Ja, Beethoven Statue.
Ah, okay, Beethoven statue, yeah.
Okay. Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Yeah. Ludwig van Beethoven.
Yeah.
You like Beethoven music?
Yeah, very much. Ta, 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 ta. The very famous tune.
Yeah. Ninth Symphony, Fifth Symphony. Which one? Which is your personal favorite?
I don't know the number, but just I know only the tunes.
Okay. This is part of the Titan signature
Yeah,
collection
you're
music.
right. Yeah.
They copied that as a Titan signature tune. Okay.
Because that was the first lesson taught by my mouth organ master for me. Very easy to play in mouth organ, harmonica.
Okay. Yeah, Uma. Was würdest du fotografieren?
For mich am Strand.
Der Strand, okay.
Der Strand, yeah.
Der Strand, okay.
Mit Mahatma Gandhi statue.
Nine, I'm not fan of.
So,
No, but to show Pondicherry.
I hate that.
So
I would prefer Mahakavi Bharatiyar more than Gandhi.
Oh, okay.
Uma, there's a recording going on.
Danke, sir.
So ein bisschen politisch richtig sollten wir uns
Achtung, bitte.
verhalten. Ja, wir sollten uns politisch richtig verhalten. Okay.
Vermeiden, oder? Avoid.
No, verhalten. We have to behave. Verhalten. Uns, sich verhalten, to behave. Okay. So, jetzt, wer ist noch da? Beulah?
Ja, Sir. Ich fotografiere die Berge.
Die Berge, okay. Anbarasi?
For mich, the nature, sir. Garden.
Okay. Ja, und wer noch? Jeet, ist er da?
Fehlt.
Er fehlt heute. Und Monika auch? Sie fehlt auch?
Ja.
Ja.
Also.
Sir,
Ja, Priyamada ist wieder da.
ja. Sir, für mich, ich mag Natur und ich würde fotografieren, ja.
No, sie
Was
muss
würdest du?
Sir, Natur.
Natur wo? Zu Hause, also Heimat.
So zeigen deine Heimat.
Ja.
Was?
In der Berg.
Ja.
Ja.
So, nee, the question is, was würden Sie oder was würdest du fotografieren, um Heimat darzustellen? To say this is
Landmark.
my home, this is
Landmark,
what I think
America.
of. Yeah. No, it could be a landmark, but basically, what is it you first think of when you talk about your hometown?
Ja, ich denke darüber, ja. Beethoven statue. Ja.
What immediately
Sir,
comes
in
to
meinem,
you?
ja. Sir, in meinem Heimatland, the nature ist sehr schön. Und
Okay.
die grüne, ja, grünes
Okay.
Szenario, ja.
Okay. Ja, ich verstehe jetzt. Also zum Beispiel als Geburtsort, if you were to ask me Geburtsort, what do you remember of your birthplace? I would say the beach, the most famous and the most well-remembered. I was born in Vizag, Visakhapatnam. My hometown, my father's town rather, my mother's from Vizag. My father's town or hometown is Rajahmundry. So what I remember about Rajahmundry is the Godavari Bridge. The longest span over there. It's about 4.5 kilometers. The river is at its broadest in Rajahmundry. The bridge is about 4.5 kilometers. There are 5 bridges there. The 5th bridge I have helped in setting up because I did the translation work for that from German to English. And I keep telling people, see, the bridge is still standing, which means my translation was correct. Yeah. So
That is a double-decker bridge, the railway bridge as well as the road bridge.
Double one. This is the single one.
Okay.
The double-decker is the older one.
Okay.
That's the older one. There's one more beside it, the new one that has come up. That one I helped translate the document. I know some translation. It really put me on my edge.
Super.
Ja, okay. Heimat, das ist auch Heimat. Heimat can be your own room. For me, that's my home. My bed is my home. I can put my clothes on that, my towels on that, my socks on that, which I have not washed for 2 weeks, or whatever else. Das ist auch Heimat. Das ist auch Heimat.
2 minutes நான் கூப்பிடுறேன் சார். இல்ல நீ பேசுறேன்னு நான் பேசுறேன்னு சொல்லு. 5 நிமிஷத்துல பேசுறேன்னு சொல்லு.
No, 10 நிமிஷம், not 5. So anyway.
Oh, sorry, sir. My wife called me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
I thought I was in mute.
Get back to them. So this is Radfahren here. What are Radfahren? Your activities of your city. Or Super, Tomatensuppe. I can think of Hyderabadi biryani if I have to project Hyderabad. Oder Prema hat gerade gesagt nature. Footprints of animals maybe that she sees very often. Gummibären. Berlin. Oder diese Kuchen. So Heimat hat verschiedene Bilder. Deutschland zum Beispiel, viele Leute, ich glaube jetzt nicht mehr, Lufthansa.
Ja, besonders von Frankfurt.
Lufthansa, I think, yeah, the hub is in München now. Lufthansa hub is in Munich. It's a huge airport they built, the Lufthansa people, literally for themselves.
Oh, it's Frankfurt.
But Munich, there's a huge hub. I landed in Munich a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was not Frankfurt. They said Lufthansa is going to land there. It's a wonderful airport.
But the newest airport in Germany is in Berlin now. They opened last year.
After closing down that Second World War thing.
World War,
okay.
Yes, yeah. Mm.
So here, Brot, Deutsches Brot, what he has in the hand is a Brezel.
Brezel from Bayern.
Yeah, Brezel. And it says on the t-shirt also Bayern München.
Yeah, correct.
Oder Skifahren. Winter. Oder eine Bücherei, ein Buchladen. Or Musik. It can be anything, ein Gefühl. So, mit Heimat, es gibt verschiedene Verbindungen. Und das meint hier. Was verbinden Sie mit dem Begriff Heimat? So, was verbinden Sie? Also nur eine Sache oder nur ein Bild oder eine Erinnerung. Nein. There's plenty when you think of Heimat, what comes to mind. So, now comes a very interesting question. Welches Gefühl ist Ihnen vertrauter? Heimweh oder Fernweh? Was bedeutet Fernweh?
Wanderlust.
No, they are different.
Fernweh is
Wanderlust.
Remote.
Yeah, they are different.
The feeling to see the places you haven't visited.
Yes.
No. Fernweh is homesickness.
No.
That is Heimweh.
That is Heimweh. That is Heimweh. Your Fernweh is that longing to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, people do translate this as Reiselust or whatever, but with Wanderlust, I don't agree because Wanderlust um, is a concept which is more literary than in the public domain. That desire to roam around, whereas Fernweh is a desire to travel abroad. So sitting at home, you have this Fernweh. It's what people had last year.
Yeah, wegen Corona.
So the Muslims zu Hause bleiben. The moment it was opened, everybody in Delhi rushed to Simla, the Himalayas. So the Himachal Pradesh government, they closed down the borders. And what is this word Wanderlust in English?
Aber es ist English Wort, ja.
No.
Wanderlust.
Trekking freak.
Lust, it's a German word. Wanderlust is a German word. There's no English word.
Trekking freak.
No, that is a trekking freak is trekking freak. This is Wanderlust, nicht nur trekken. Ich kann auch Rad fahren. Ich möchte wandern. The word is from German, Wanderlust. There is no English equivalent for this word. There is also no English equivalent for this word. Zeitgeist. Have you heard this word zeitgeist?
No, sir.
Anyone here know this word zeitgeist?
Unfortunately not.
I change it. 2 words. Die Zeit, der Geist. Die Zeit, der Geist. What does it mean here? Zeitgeist.
Time ghost.
Okay.
Time spirit.
Well done. So that's the word zeitgeist. If you try to understand the meaning, the spirit of the time or the spirit of this age. Now, what is the spirit of the age? It's a concept that was first mentioned by Goethe in literature, and it spread to other fields very quickly, including other languages which do not have an equivalent for this. So what is zeitgeist jetzt now of these times, the last 2 years? This is your zeitgeist.
Work from home.
Work from home, the spirit of the times. Everyone has learned to do this, work from home. You want to change it? Online-Unterricht. Die Schule haben gelernt.
Ja,
also
sagen wir Home Office.
Right. No, home office is different from work from home.
Yeah.
Aber ich habe die Bedeutung nicht verstanden.
No, is it okay? I don't know. I thought work from home and home office are same.
No, the word home office existed even earlier.
Yeah.
Where I had an office also at home. Apart from my regular office, I also had a home office at home.
Okay.
Right? So, but work from home is a new term. It's the spirit of the times. The new term that has come in, which is prevalent everywhere. Jeder versteht das jetzt.
Because why I'm talking about this word is even in my job contract it is mentioned 3 years ago, 1 day home office is allowed per week.
Yeah, so 1 day you may work from home. So they've extended that meaning. I've known this word for the last 15, 20 years. Home office. For example, I'll sell you a computer for your home office. So it won't be one of those standing 2,500 rupees or 20,500 rupee printer or whatever. I'll sell you one small desktop computer and a desktop printer, small one for your home office.
Okay, so home office
It's
is
very
different
old
from
term.
work from home.
Now I think they've extended the meaning, Vasu. I think the meaning has been extended now. But work from home is you don't go to office at all. You have an office, you have a job, a Berufsstelle, alles, aber man geht nicht ins Büro. Man arbeitet von zu Hause, als ob das Haus, das Zimmer, das Büro wäre. So you work from home as if that were your office. So home office in the sense of office at home. Ja, oder Online-Unterricht. Das ist auch Zeitgeist now. Jeder versteht, was ist Online-Unterricht. Jeder.
It means a term that is understood by everyone. That is what zeitgeist.
Not just a term, not just that word alone.
Anything.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, for my understanding, if any particular terminology or word is derived for a particular situation or during a particular situation is called the zeitgeist.
Yeah, the spirit of the time, yes.
So Zumbashpil, yeah, in 2018 we identified a word called
selfie
demonetization.
Yep.
So that is zeitgeist. Now we learned a word called pandemic.
Quarantine.
Quarantine,
kind of
yeah.
Quarantine and staying at home and learning to live with
online class. Even second standard kids are telling online class.
So that is your zeitgeist now. Everyone's used to it. It's become part of our lives now. So the spirit of the times. English, there's no translation. Zeitgeist is zeitgeist.
Okay.
What I've written here is in German. You want me to write this in English? I'll write this to you in English. Can't complain. What I do is I write this, and in English, I make it italics. That's all. Because it's a borrowed word.
Okay.
So similarly, Wanderlust is then Deutsches Wort. And we're going to do that very soon. Kindergarten. Kindergarten. Das ist ein Wort aus dem Deutschen.
Yes, tiny equivalent, yeah?
Yeah. So what is
because
it in
India we also hear kindergarten.
Yeah, it is kindergarten.
For children, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
But they call kindergarten.
They've changed it.
You know.
Not only that, they also made it
LKG,
LKG,
upper,
UKG.
lower, yeah.
And there's some more welcome. There'll also probably be another MKG.
Pre-KG.
Pre-KG, MKG might come up with other things.
Yeah.
Kindergarten, ein deutsches Wort. Es gibt keine Äquivalenz dafür. Das ist ein Wort aus dem Deutschen. But having said that, let me point out to you, there's a lesson coming up on ausgewanderte Wörter, words that have come into German from other languages and words from German that have gone into other languages. Das ist auch sehr interessant. So, this is the fact here. So, neue Heimat. Und hier spricht eine Frau über ihre neue Heimat. So we'll have a look at this text tomorrow. And also these rules here as to what German suggests to us. So Dativ Ergänzung kommt vor dem und so weiter, the rules here. And this is a revision for us. How do you describe Heimatmuseum? Also ein Haus, etc., etc. Now you have to explain these words. Was ist eine Wahlheimat? Oder was ist Heimweh? Was ist Heimatgefühle? Was bedeutet heimatlos? So we learn words, the different style of Übungen here. New words, and we describe these words, define them or describe them. Und dann hier Adjektive, die diese Bedeutung vom Heimat haben. So, was ist oder welches Adjektiv bedeutet Heimat für euch? So, some interesting exercises. So, look here. Geschmack, Geräusch, Geruch. You have to collect some adjectives to this. Duften, der Duft, stinken, der Stank, übel, süß, störendes Geruch, angenehmes Geruch, angenehmer Geschmack, angenehmes Geräusch, but not juices, lautes. So what is common between noise and taste? Which adjective can you put here? Different way of building and learning new words. So, pretty interesting book, the second one. So, Zurück in die Heimat. Was bedeutet Zurück in die Heimat? Zugehörigkeit. Zu welchem Land, zu welchem Ort gehört man zu? So, fascinating exercises, nice texts. Naturally, also unfortunately, vocabulary goes up a bit more. And then we have the exercises in this manner. Where do we insert this in this sentence? Maria und Paul wandern aus. Zum Abschied schenken wir einen Fluggutschein. So schenken wir ihnen einen Fluggutschein. Pronomen for them, Nomen.
Yeah.
Expanding the sentences. Following the te ka molo rule. So, nice set of exercises. We'll do a few of them from each one. Another ausgewanderte Wörter. Fremdwörter im Deutschen. So, I'm sure this will be a little more challenging than the other book, but at the same time, viel mehr Spaß auch. So, Fragen? Noch Fragen?
Nein, sir.
Ja?
Nein, Sir.
Keine Fragen? Gut.
Keine Fragen,
So,
sir.